The exact date of this machine, I don't exactly know. I've been told that it's around 100 years old. This is basically like a lot of woodworkers say, this is how they used to build them. They don't build them like this anymore. And I found this through a company that had an auction reselling website. And they had this sitting on their floor, and when I saw it, I was like, I have to have that. And so we were able to make a deal on it, and I was able to bring it home. And this actually came out of an organ making factory up in Indianapolis. And the building that it was in was the original building when this thing was purchased. So this thing sat in the same building for almost 100 years and never moved. And it worked, it ran, and so that was a bonus. The one issue that I had with it is when I got it home, it had these straight knives in it, and they were dull as can be. And so I went through a lot of different thoughts when I got this. Should I just buy new straight knives and replace them? That would be the cheapest way to go. I started thinking about what's the longevity of this tool going to be in my shop. And I knew about Byrd Tool's products, obviously, being in the woodworking industries for years and years. And so the thought came to my mind, would they have this particular head for this joiner? And so that led to a phone call to Byrd Tool directly and asked them about if they would have this pattern of this particular machine in their shop, and they didn't. And so that led to another conversation about what is it going to cost to have a custom head made for this machine. But the surprising part was when I actually got the quote, it was less than I thought it was going to be. I was pleasantly surprised when I actually got the quote. And so after I got that, it was just as simple as removing this out of the machine, the old cutting head out of the machine. And then because I'm not too far, I actually drove it down there and brought it to them. When I got this, it was like, oh. And it's really an astonishing thing to look at, one of these Shelix heads. You look at it and you wonder, how in the world does that work? Like it looks like a medieval torture device or something, you know? But it cuts so perfectly and so clean. And that's the reason that anybody that has one of these raves about them. So let's get a closer look at this Fay and Egan joiner. Now this is the helical head. People, do not touch these with your fingers, okay? They're very sharp, but I'm just showing you how they made this. And so one of the cool things about this is you see they put in these spur cutters on the side, which means I can joint all the way to the very edge of this machine. And that's something that Byrd Tool really considers in their tooling, is the overall usefulness of the tool when it's being made. And this thing, I don't even know how many cutters this thing has on it. It has a bunch. But what's really cool is on a 16-inch joiner, I can still get all 16-inch joint if I had to from corner to corner on this. A lot of other helical heads, they cut corners on that, and so you get a helical head and you'll get something more like 15.5 or 15.75. And this was something that was put into consideration in the design that we talked about with Byrd Tool. And so that was something that was really cool. This joiner has a massive cutting head in it, which is what makes it as efficient and as clean cutting as it is. The more knives that you have, the better. And this one has no shortage of them. And so this is really, as the start of any woodworking project, the most valuable tool in my shop. Because if you can't get at least one flat edge on your work, there's really nowhere to go from there. And so this tool really is fundamental and really the first heartbeat of any project that I do in the shop.